What's up, guys, and welcome to the On That Note podcast. Well, those weren't really my words, you know what I'm saying? Those were words set up by somebody else, my little ghostwriter, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about, is it allowed for musicians to be having ghostwriters in any aspect, if it's to do with rap, if it's to do with just singers and all of these things? Is it allowed, or is there some sort of like bad vibe about it, just being able to use one? So yeah, I'm curious what you guys think. Of course, we're back with the usuals. We're here with I need to do it this way, Jonathan and Del, because mirrored. And yeah, they're here to help us out trying to figure that out. So anybody wants to start us off today?
I think it depends on
the context, isn't it?
No. I think it depends on if you're singing or rapping.
Okay.
Rapping, ghostwriters, unless you tell everyone you've got a ghostwriter, dead thing. Singing is fine.
Why though?
Hey, I was about to say, give me a second, let me explain, because I knew you were going to come in. So with rapping, anyone can do it. Like, you've probably seen the Instagram video where those little kids are rapping in school when they get like good grades, and there's that little kid in the white top who starts singing and whatever. Yeah. Anyone can do that. You don't need any special talents. So if you have a ghostwriter, it means you're not really talented. You just use someone else to rap. So like P. Diddy, everyone knows he can't rap, but he'll take a ghostwriter. Like even said, the 0 to 100 beat he was meant to have, and Drake was meant to ghostwrite for him, and then Drake stole it. That's why they started beefing. And if you're a singer, so let's say this is a bit old school, but like, let's say I'm like Lamar, or even let's say I'm Chris Brown. I have to have a talent. I now have to be able to sing. Let's say even John, yeah? I have to be able to sing to do my music, but I don't necessarily have to write. I'm still talented, but I'm not talented in all the capacity. That makes more sense.
I disagree. I disagree with you. I think that I call them micro talents in music. I gave an official term. You man can take it.
Still a talent then.
I've copyrighted it. Micro talents. Yeah. Look, for example, I found out, I didn't know, but everyone knows Neo, right? And I didn't know that "Let Me Love You," sang by Mario, was written by Neo.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's a big writer.
Even Beyonce's "Irreplaceable," written by Neo, and Neo's talented. Neo can sing. No one can take that away from him. He's a very talented artist. Yeah, but why did certain songs bang more when other people sang them? It's execution. So I feel like, and even if we're gonna go to the rapping thing as well with Drake here, I feel like, look, you can write something. Like, John, you're an amazing writer.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna big you up, small big up. Yeah? You're a sick writer, yeah. But for me, I feel like the truth of the matter is there are some things you can write that you're better off giving someone else to, because they've got the right type of energy or the right type of flow.
Yeah,
so I think as long as you own up, don't lie and say this is all mine. That's where I've got the issue. But I think like writing is a talent in itself. Executing the performance is a talent in itself. Not everyone can do both. So I don't think it's a problem per se. That's me though.
Yeah.
That's me giving a argument to Jonathan. I can't lie.
You know what? Like, I was kind of thinking about it in the sense of like, I mean, especially just like you said, you know, there's definitely a lot of singers that just feel like, oh, you know what, it might be easier to write for somebody else, or they might be able to create a different type of story that they weren't able to create before. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you're like, okay, cool, let me write a story about like a female that's having a tough time, and you're a male, you're probably gonna be like, I can't really sing this, but this might actually be a story that might fit for somebody else. Like, this might bang, like, these people might just like want to vibe to it.
They can sing it better because
exactly
in it.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I do kind of get what Jonathan is saying. Like, you know, it's kind of the same vibe to, like, you know, when you've got artists that rap about stuff that they've blatantly haven't done in their life, or that they're living this type of lifestyle that they're not. So I know what you mean in that aspect where it doesn't feel like it's organic. It doesn't feel like it's yourself. And like when it comes down to rapping, it's a little bit of a different story. Because like, say if you're battling somebody, or if you've got like a rap battle, then you're like, okay, that's like you're ganging up. You know what I'm saying? You're ganging up. You're not making this a one-on-one. You're making this like, I don't know, 3-on-1 or however many people you want to use. So that's why I'm like, yeah.
But even
so you know, Kerry Hilson, she was a big songwriter. She could sing, but she didn't really have the talent to get out there. So not everyone who can write can. Let's assume everyone who can write music can also sing music. You may not have like the right voice. You know, your audience may not coronate with you. That's not the right word.
It's a vibe with you, isn't it?
Well, correlate.
No, correspond. But my mind is the English is gone. Yeah, that's why I'm not a writer. People gonna watch this back and say, "Yeah, this Dolly was set English." But then you have, my thing is, just because you can write doesn't mean you should become the artist. Like Beyonce, like you said, Beyonce has people that have write for like I think
Ed Sheeran as well
is Chelsea Grimes. I think that's her name. So she plays for like Liverpool women's team. She also sings, but she's just not out there and whatever. But it's not like she can't sing and she's got the talent. She just hasn't got like the right audience. Some people are just better showcasers. They can do it live, that kind of thing. So like where you said people who just sing and don't write are micro talents. The singing's a big part of it. Like you have to learn how to do, you know, different tones. Like you've got like soprano, all that kind of thing. If you're going to like a orchestra, all this kind of thing. You know, I would say writing is a big deal, but for singers, I say the singing bit is the hardest because that's what you have to sell. Because you're the one that's going to be in the videos. You know, you're the one that's going to be on the stage. If you're just writing, I'm in the background. I just maybe like 2 weeks I've done this. That's my whole work done. I can get my royalties, whatever. While the person who's performing it and singing it, they have to go to the booth, sing it. They got to make sure the voice is right. They got to make sure when they go to shows they can reproduce it. So like Stormzy, like we read his autobiography. He's like, when I made Blinded by Your Lights, he's like, I don't even know if I can sing like on stage.
Blinded by Your Grace.
I was hoping that what I said was right. I forgot halfway through I said it. But then if you're a rapper, like I said, anyone can do that, bruv. So I could start a bar right now, and I'll say, okay, that's not happening. That's never gonna happen. But the bar's gonna be dead. Yeah. But again, even with rapping, people who you know have ghostwriters because they've got the talent and like charisma and whatever, they can still be big. It's like P. Diddy's big, but no one respects him as a rapper like that. While you can still be respected as a singer. So people respect. Think about it. Why was the Drake and Meek Mill beef so big? Because like you can't be respected as a rapper if you can't even write your own bars.
But you know,
my man, Quentin Miller.
I hear that argument, but I think this is where you have to title someone correctly. I wouldn't title Drake as a rapper. I would never call him a rapper, but I'll say he's a great performer. Fantastic.
Right, let's say Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre's just got ghostwriters. He's a rapper though.
But he's a DJ. He's not a DJ. Producer. He's a producer.
He's got like 4 rapping albums.
Look, so that guy.
Probably more. I can't remember.
Dr. Dre is a producer first and foremost. Like he's got the certain type of bravado that can make him sound sick on certain tracks. Like Easy E. Like fam, a lot of say that again.
Ice Cube wrote for him.
Exactly. But
you're regarded as a rapper.
Ice Cube was dope. Easy E was dope. But Easy E had the type of delivery that made the track sound hard. Not to say that Ice Cube couldn't sell it, but the track made more sense for Easy.
I would say even back then Ice Cube was a bigger artist. Just didn't have as much money.
I preferred Ice Cube. This for the people that are watching this, they might not. They know who's Ice Cube. Ice Water? Who? But Ice Cube was cold, fam. Ice Cube was cold. Easy E was cold. But that's what I'm going to say. There's a difference between being a rapper.
They're still classified as rappers. If you go to the Wikipedia, what are they going to say?
Say that again.
If you go to their Wikipedia, what's it going to say? And don't say because Wikipedia, but like if you type in what their occupations were.
I'm not disagreeing with that fact, but I'm saying is
you just said they're not. This study's
no.
What
I'm saying is we need to change that because I would never. Someone like Kendrick, J. Cole,
they get help with their writing,
but inspiration comes in different forms.
All right. What would you call them? If
what would I call who?
Let's say Eazy-E. What would you call him instead of a rapper?
I'll call him more of a performer than a rapper.
So when you go on the track and you make the actual music, what's that? Because performing is more of like what I'm going to do live.
Nah, performing. That's what for me. Performing is more than just the live aspect. It's the delivery of the track and the song. Like Drake, taken away minus the whole performance aspect, the live aspect. Drake is a fantastic performer. On the beat, on the track, he's a fantastic performer. You listen to the track and you believe him. Where I agree with you is if you're getting people to write about a certain lifestyle you've never lived, that's where I'm like, but Drake doesn't really do that.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
no,
but
I'm just saying that for context, innit? I'm just saying that for context for everyone watching, is that like to reaffirm my point, I don't think having a ghostwriter is a bad thing. If you're a performer, great. Like
all right. Let's change this. Let's say obviously Heady One's just dropped Edna. Now someone comes, let's say, I don't know. RV comes out and says, yeah, Heady One's I've been ghostwriting for Heady One this whole time.
I'll be disappointed. Because for me, I see Heady as a rapper. I see him as an actual rapper supposed to.
Okay. You'll be disappointed, but do you still think he'll carry on with his career in the same projection he's got now?
Of course he will. Because his delivery is very look at someone like Millions, yeah. Someone like Millions, let's use Millions as an example, yeah. Whether or not he lived that life, that's not for me to question, fam. But his delivery is A1. I know you don't really feel him like that, Jonathan. But for me, I think his flow, everything impeccable. Yeah. If it came out of Ghostwriter, I'd be disappointed as well. But similar to Heady, I feel like his career will still keep going because he's got a very unique style of delivery, very unique style of execution that works for him and him alone.
So why were so many people ready to cancel Drake?
Because when you're the GOAT, people want to hear on you, fam. When you're the GOAT, people want a reason to hear on you, man. That's what it is, man. Drake is the GOAT, fam.
I like, bro. That's why Joe Budden came through. That's why Joe Budden came through him and all that kind of stuff.
Who's Joe Budden, man? That guy's always angry, fam. I like it,
He's got buzz, though.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So I'm saying it does count because how many singers do you know that are like, oh yeah, my man wrote for me, you know? Oh yeah, wrote for me. I just sung the track, and they're like, no one says anything.
Yeah.
Like we just said, if RV said, yeah, I ghostwrite for Heady One, so Twitter's going on a mad thing.
Oh yeah, they will.
They're gonna do Clubhouse. They're gonna do Instagram lives. They're like, yeah, Heady One's not real. Now, if you were to take, I don't know, let's say LMA, and they're like, oh yeah, John writes for her. They're like,
so sick. It's the culture behind the genre, isn't it? Obviously, traditionally speaking, rap is meant to be like a self-storytelling type of art. You're gonna say there's more of a thing against someone rapping and writing for you if you're a rapper as opposed to being a singer. You're not wrong there, but for me, I'm just like, I say it like this, yeah. Let's look at making a movie, right? Every track is a form of storytelling. That's how I see it. Music is a form of storytelling. Same as making like a movie, innit? In the movie production, you've got the director, you've got the cinematographer, you've got the camera system. This is getting to a bit of movie 101. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The director, he's got the vision. He's got a writer as well. So someone's written the story. The director's in his head. He's like, okay, cool. This is what it's going to look like. Then you've got the cinematographer that brings the vision of the director to life practically. So the different components to make the story come to life. So for me, it's like same thing with music. You've got a producer that makes the beat. You've got the rapper that's going to perform it. At some point, you might have a writer, and I think that's fine as long as you give props where props is due. You want to say like if John wrote LMA, let's say John wrote the track.
Your little, whole analogy and whatever. Okay. Let's say your actor's dead, yeah, but they're a rapper. They all have to do change their flow, so they just change like a couple of facial expressions, whatever. People can still accept them if they're following the script. Now, let's say if they're a singer, they're in your analogy, they're a dead actor. Yeah, no one's gonna follow it, even if they're following the track. I could sing on. If I was to sing, I'm not getting no views.
Oh, yeah, of course not.
Exactly.
But you know what?
For that movie to work, you have to have a good actor.
Oh yeah, 100.
If you're a rapper, you don't have to necessarily have a good actor for the system to work. So like, what's that guy from Ireland? J1B or J? For my affiliates, that Donny.
Oh yeah.
He's not really doing anything. His bars are dead. I don't really feel him.
Yeah.
But people like his flow and whatever. So even though his acting is terrible, he's still got, because of the director and whatever, as you want to call it, he's still got a following, still got some tracks that people like. Now, if let's say who's a female singer, Ray Black. Now, if Ray Black was to go and do something, but the track is dead and she's still singing good, people are like, okay, I can still rate her. Track is dead. She has another chance to come back. It's like when she comes out with a banger. Now, if a rapper comes out and says some mad thing, they're like, I can go and do this. You're not special. Or even better yet, on X Factor, do they tell you to come with your own song or do they tell you to just sing someone else's?
You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. If you were to go to a rap show and you just spat Eminem bars.
Yeah, okay, I hear that. But that's a rap. You said it. You said it in the title, rap.
But yeah, you know what? It's kind of like with rapping, like there's just that more element of like creativity. You know what I'm saying? With that, it's kind of like you have to find, a lot of the time you have to find something that's like unique in some sort of manner. You know what I'm saying? Because like with singing and stuff, like a lot of the time you can just sing about like something that's very, very similar and all of these things. I know that you can rap about a lot of stuff, but at least like you're trying to find some sort of thing that will be a little bit different. But with singing, I feel like you can get away with like one, not having to say as many things. You can kind of have that repetitive nature and all of these things where you don't really have to worry about
grand bars.
Huh?
Basically saying 2005 grand bars, reload after 8 bars.
Yeah. But but like, you know, it's just that whole sense of like with that, you're thinking of stuff that's a bit more catchy and all of these things. That's your kind of way of thinking with that sense. You don't need to think about something that's like that creative. Whilst with rapping, a lot of the time you when you're trying to think of lyrics, you're trying to think of stuff that there's a deeper meaning to, in the sense of like you might think about more wordplay, you might think of about these different things, and that usually a lot of the time could determine how much people like you and follow you and all of these things. And like if you've got somebody else thinking those things up, then it kind of defeats the purpose of your own creativity in that aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
my way. Like what?
So
when you're a rapper, your talent isn't rapping. Your flow and like how you do it, whatever. That's what makes it unique.
Exactly.
What you write. Let me finish. What you write is what your talent is. So if you can't write your own bars, you're not a talented rapper. You're just someone who spits.
You're proving my point.
I'm not. I'm saying you have to write your own bars to be respected.
What I've said, this is not about being respected. This is about being successful in your craft. Yeah. If you're a performer, which is what you've just outlined in terms of like flow and delivery and whatnot, you're a performer. You're not a good rapper. You're not a good writer.
Exactly. So you're cheating.
Yeah.
It's like giving answers to your test. You're still going to get the test right.
Same.
But you're not the one that thought of it.
It's not the same. If
you're a singer and someone else gives you the lyrics and whatever, you've still got the talent. Yeah. You just haven't got the back. Well, the whole spectrum. Let's say that.
The whole package.
It's like this. Another analogy. Yeah. There's certain like items of clothing that I think are great. When people wear it, I think it looks so dead. Like, what you're making this thing look so dead. Like, cool to a sense, fashion is subjective, but there are some outfits that if one person wears it, it looks dead. They can be the one that created it. They can think of the concept. If someone wears it, someone else wears it, then it obviously all of a sudden it bangs. It looks that looks cold, you know. That's how I'm seeing. That's how I'm seeing it. So I'm like, cool. You've got the rappers who are the writers and the executors. Then you've got those that just want to. You've got the Drakes that perform. I wouldn't be surprised if like 80% of rappers, these new gen rappers, everyone, Lil, everything, whatever. Yeah, I won't be surprised if 90% of them don't write their own stuff, but they're great performers. 6ix9ine, all of these man, they're not mad.
I think a good chunk of them probably right because there's definitely some. No. There's definitely some that like if we just look at the lyrics, there's nothing to it. Like look how quickly Blueface and stuff like that, right?
But even that.
Okay. Let's say not Drake. Let's say Giggs. Now you've literally just taken before. Let's say Giggs doesn't want to be a rapper, but he wants to write lyrics. You can take the same lyrics Giggs has got. Yeah, you'll still blow. You just won't blow as big as him because you're not as good as rapping as he is. So you haven't got the talent, but you're still able to make it to places. Like I just said, it's like getting the answers to the quiz.
No,
it's still gonna pass.
Like, Giggs, you know what? With Giggs, yeah, there was that whole aspect that there was something iconic about him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you won't go as far as Giggs, but you'll still get into the music business.
Yeah, but you're using one example though. I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying there are some people that are good at writing, not necessarily good on the delivery performance side. So there's a next man that can perform it way better. Giggs is an unfair example because when he was in his prime, I think he's on the right now, but in his prime, fantastic, hard. It's like it's simple lyrics. It's nothing mad extravagant, but his delivery is cold, unquestionable. So I thought that's an unfair example to use.
Okay, who has a basic flow?
I feel like there are people out there.
I mean, I feel like to counter you a little bit, I feel like there's definitely always going to be an artist that's going to have, you know, when it comes down to lyrics, they're going to have like crazy lyrics. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of you have to look at the lyrics like millions of times, yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, this is banging. There's a deeper meaning to it. But at the same time, I feel like kind of like what you said before. It's like if you don't have that iconic thing about you, then you're. As much as you say you can get into the music business, I feel like you're very limited. You know what I'm saying? Even like as you was about to say H.
I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying if you're rapping and other man them are writing like let's say at least 50% of your bars, you're cheating.
Cool.
Because that's what I was saying. Let's take H. H hasn't got like a complex flow. He doesn't use like bare ad libs, that kind of thing. He just has bars. So any one of us, so
that's what it is.
He's losing.
Has he got buzz? Has he really? Really?
A bit.
A little.
I don't really listen to him, but he's got some 1-2 bars still. I'm not gonna lie.
I would say H has blown more because of his delivery and performing side than the actual lyrics. So for his case, for his.
Go.
All right, let's take J1.
No, John, what are you gonna say? I
was gonna say one of the big things that's kind of like is go down to like his accent and how he in that sense. That's like his biggest thing.
Man,
exactly. So he not bro.
Nah,
the reason why he's cold, the reason why he's where he is now is his accent and his delivery. Facts.
That's what I said, let's take J1. Similar thing.
You know why? Wait, hold on. You know why? Yeah. I would go from with H if he had a ghostwriter because he doesn't perform about stuff like the whole street stuff. He might be one of them man that was just cool. They were never on the street stuff. They're never on the road stuff, but they were just cool. He's about his girls and his money. And I appreciate that. Okay, cool. Even if you're gonna rap or whatnot, yeah, you're not spewing lies about stuff you're not on. I think that's where the controversy is that John was saying earlier. It's like, if you're rapping about stuff you never lived.
You don't have to be lying for someone to ghostwrite. Like, we'll go again back to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was talking stuff he's seen on his track. He had a ghostwriter. he doesn't get highly rated as Drake or Meek Mill or that kind of thing.
Don't compare.
Meek Mill, that one's a waffle, but
don't
you know
compare
Drake
to Dr. Dre.
I can't feel Drake is just the first thing that popped in my head because I watched some documentary about him. Like
He's the GOAT. That's why he popped to your head, fam.
he's not. I think Kanye West is better.
I'm telling
As
you.
an overall package, Kanye West is better.
Yeah. I'll give you.
You know what? I'm telling you, when it comes down to that situation, I'm saying like there's a fine line when you're thinking about, okay, cool, writing for somebody to find an advantage in your market. That I feel like that's totally fine. I said like whenever you're using that when you're trying to battle somebody or you're trying to do stuff where you're like, okay, cool, this is going to give me a numerical advantage because it's not only me having to think of stuff. I'm going to have to use somebody else's help to then create this masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's unfair because you're like, okay, two minds or 3 minds, whatever. Then you're like against one is a bit unfair. That's where the problem is. But if you're thinking about just writing a regular something like you look at these people like Taylor Swift or like Katy Perry or all of these things, right?
Oh, you don't write this stuff.
Like for them, it's just like, okay, what can we do to create a song that is just going to be catchy? That when you hear it, like, oh, look at all of the songs that Justin Bieber has that Ed Sheeran wrote for him, right? A lot of them is literally, okay, we're just gonna find something that's catchy that people are gonna like, and is going to make you millions. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the aspect. You just find the
talent.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm saying performing the talent, but I wouldn't say in rapping that's what would make so like what my man said the other day about KSI. I'm pretty sure KSI has a ghostwriter. Yeah.
100%.
Okay. If KSI didn't have a ghostwriter, I'm pretty sure he would be a lot more accepted in the music industry.
What? Why?
Nah, I feel like his case is just the fact that he's already has a big market in YouTube. That he's just like but what I was saying about the whole Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran situation is the fact that because of the fact that you can combine talents, you can create a bigger masterpiece with that aspect. Because if Justin Bieber was to write for himself, cool, you might get, one gem out of however many, but that's the whole point, that it kind of like speeds up the process and it means that you're more likely going to get a better track. Let's say
I'm a rapper, yeah, and I openly come out and say I have a ghostwriter. I don't write any of my bars. Out of 10, do you think give me a rating on how much you think I'm gonna blow in the scene?
Say that again.
Out of 10, give me a rating of how much you think I'm gonna blow in the scene.
Wait, say the whole bit again, bro.
So let's say I'm a new rapper, yeah. But I tell everyone I've got a ghostwriter. My man writes all my bars. I just spit on the track. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think I'm gonna blow?
It depends on how sick you are. If it's sick, come on, if you're sick, look, you know what? I would appreciate the fact you're on from the jump, as opposed to you keeping it a secret. The likelihood you have a ghostwriter,
I would say 6, depending on how good I am.
I'll say 7+ if you're really good. If you're good, why not?
If you're a common listener, like you're not going to care, like you know what I'm saying. As long as you vibe to it, you're gonna be like
10. How much do you think I'll be accepted?
By who?
By your community or like other artists?
The community.
I feel like there's definitely a lot of artists that just don't say it. They'll probably be like, hey.
No. That's what I'm saying. You're saying don't say it.
I can put you on.
Who knows, man? Look, if you're hard and honest, they will accept you.
They won't.
Because I'm bruv.
No and Trillery Banks beef.
Who? What?
No. Oh my gosh, this Donny, bruv.
I know.
Nole and Trillery Banks beef. They're beefing because part of the reason they're beefing is because Nole said Trillery Banks has a ghostwriter.
That's pride, though. Why would you let that?
You know what? It doesn't. It all comes down to the fact that it's just something to dish out whenever you're beefing. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say the same situation now. No, wait. The same situation now, but instead I'm a singer, and I said I'm a ghostwriter. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much am I going to get accepted into the industry?
How good is that? That's fine. Yeah, you're fine with it. Listen,
I would say
with songwriting,
it's
open.
6 out of 10. Singing 10 out of 10.
You can't put a number in it because it depends on the execution, and that's a variable that we
I'm
can't.
sticking.
No. I feel like Jonathan is right with that one because I mean, with singing, like it's all like it's a whole open market. Like they fully are like, look, we're even gonna give awards to songwriters from that aspect. You know what I'm saying? But you're not gonna get that with rapping.
Grammy because of Beyonce. Trash.
You know what it is, yeah. The only difference I think there is with regards to someone that's got a ghostwriter as a rapper, as a performer, and someone that writes and raps their own stuff is there's some the artists that I love, yeah, are the ones that are good at storytelling, and you can only tell that story if you've lived it. Yeah, that's for me. That's where I disagree with you, John. I feel like for me, that's okay, cool. That's up for debate, but I'm not thinking cool. Like someone like, I always use Kado as an example, yeah, because he's just a guy, fam. Yeah, he's been open and honest and said, look, a lot of the stuff that he talks about isn't stuff he necessarily partook in, but stuff he witnessed growing up in the hood and whatnot. Obviously, he talked about some stuff he did get involved in, but for me personally, you guys can disagree with me. I feel like you're able to sell a story more if you've lived it. I'm not saying it's impossible to sell it.
I was gonna say.
Pusha T.
Wait, go on.
What about
Pusha T? Because he was part of group clips with his brother. I can't remember what his brother's name is right now. Mm-hmm. And he's always talking about selling coke and that. When they asked his brother, he's like, it wasn't us, it was our cousins, or it was another family members. He went really on it. Pusha T is regarded as like real high in like rap. But bare of what he's talking about is cocaine.
I was gonna say, isn't there that whole case about Drake when he was saying about like, oh, he always grew up with like problems with his dad as whatever, and then his dad came out and was like, what? Yeah, we don't have no problems.
Okay,
my man was getting peace from early.
You man got me. I've got no pride saying I was wrong. You man. There's no pride.
His mum was balling.
I'll tell this big Instagram, but yeah, you man got me, fam. When you put a Pusha T in the Drake example, I definitely remember, and I was like, hold on, this guy's been lying, fam. He's been lying to me, brother. I hear you, though. I hear you.
This is why I think the ghostwriting thing is like big, because it's how you get like industry plants. Like I can't think of any who people like try and say, but because they haven't, they think that they're a good talent in terms of performing, but because they haven't got the writing skills, giving them like a year to like sit back and like, okay, maybe they want to help them learn how to write or learn how to write, spit over someone else's kind of what do you call it now? Like maybe cadences, because that's what they got Quentin Miller for. They're like, he'll do like a skeleton track, so he'll spit like the kind of cadence he wants to do for the track, or how he wants to sound, that kind of thing. He'll write the bars, and then Drake will just come over and perform that kind of thing.
Cool. So I think let's to wrap up. Yeah, let's just go around. Yeah, like cool. Obviously, the question is, are ghostwriters cheating? Let's just go for our final points and finalize. What's the verdict? After we've spoken today, your opinions. What's the verdict?
I'm sticking with the same thing as cheating.
Okay, John, what are you saying?
It's only cheating if it's used in battles. If you're ganging up.
Cool. I'm gonna agree with John and say that on top of the fact that.
But actually, let me change mine. Only cheating if it's rapping. Singing, you can let it slide.
Okay, cool. That's basically the same thing I was thinking of. Okay, cool. Same thing as John. If you're using it in a battle, that's cheating. And if you're not honest, like if you're not saying, but give the person dues, fam. That's me. I think a lot of the tracks.
It's called ghostwriting for a reason.
Then remove the ghost and let's add writer. Remove the ghost. Remove the ghost, fam. It's called ghostwriters. Ghostwriters because nobody wants to admit that someone wrote the song. If they admitted it,
some people just don't want the fame or like want to be known as that kind of thing.
Like me, I don't want to do the whole touring thing. I'll if I could write, I'll happily write and then say, you know what, John, take that, do your thing, fam. Just pay my royalties, fam. Whenever you man get paid, or my percentage, fam. I don't want to do the touring thing is long. I'm not on it. So I hear that, fam. But on that, I'm just gonna say, I know he's a singer. Michael Jackson, one of the, no, if not the best performer in history. Therefore, 100% had people writing this stuff. Facts. I wish there was like
he was singing from like when he was 8, though. It's different.
What? What's that got to do with anything? Anyway, let's not get into that. That's a whole other conversation. Man. That's a different conversation, man. I'm a turbo. Anyway, do your thing, John, fam.
I was gonna say, do you want me to like write it for you, and then you can do like the
this guy's mocking it, bro.
the outro. You know what I'm saying?
It's a violate.
No, it's cool. But anyway, that has been the end of today's episode. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Once again, thank you to Jonathan and Del. Hey, I've got this unlocked now, you know what I'm saying? Oh, anyway. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time. And peace.